Hello and welcome to this video about my 7 hours of Nordschleife solo. Uh, just one quick information, I hate editing videos, even though I can do some basic editing, I hate it, so this video is like not edited. I'm watching uh, my live stream just right now, the repeat of the live stream, and talking live, no scenario or anything. So just a disclaimer that I do not drive Assetto Corsa Competizione every day, especially not Nordschleife. I mean, I bought this game for Nordschleife, but you may see some of skill issue here. So let's go head into the race and see how it will go for me. Here you can see my race start. We're starting, not gonna lie, not in the front of the grid as it's pretty much back of it. I think I was 30 something position. I was not last at the qualifying, that's thing I'm sure about, but as you can see the start was pretty chaotic. There were cars flying every corner, so yeah. It was pretty hard to survive, especially that many of those people were faster than me, so they at the end were overtaking me still on the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. Here we go into this hairpin where, as you can see, I'm really slow. There's a car, I think it's Lexus. Yeah, that is Lexus overtaking me. We go into Schumacher SS, I think this turn is. I don't think it's the turn later. And here you can see 3 cars in the crash. And now we go into my least favorite turn around Nordschleife, not because it's hard, but because of this. There's really many crashes, like it's my second endurance race on this track. First I finished, and it's second time I got damage in this turn because of people spinning out. So here I go, I lost a position into the right-hander. Right now we'll go into the chicane where I brake terribly, activate ABS, which makes me cut the turn. I return to the track. I do not fight this guy, I just want to, maintain my line, and he puts me into the wall for pretty much no reason at all. And, well, I was kinda mad, but I didn't have time to think about that as I had 7 hours of racing in front of me. As you can see, I'm already P32 in 48 cars that started. Later on you will see how many of them DNF'd, as at the end I finished last of the cars that survived this race. But not gonna lie, how much cars DNF'd here, I'm pretty sure it was not just one incident that happened between 2 cars, but, well, I would say more of skill issue from more drivers, as, well, either they didn't want to drive all this time solo because they tried, or they didn't and they just crashed. I have honestly no idea. So let's head into later part of the race. Into the second lap as the... Okay, never mind, not the second, still the first lap. Finishing the first lap, as you can see, I've got 10-second penalty. It was, if I have no idea what exactly it was for, if I had to guess, I would say it was for the race start. Here you can see how I'm trying to do last couple of corners as fast as I can. Not gonna lie, I have really much time to find on this track, because as you can see, here is the first lap. I'm doing 8.46, or is it laps completed? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that will be all. Also in the... Whoops, I think this might have been a reason for... I think this might have been a reason for next 5 seconds, or I didn't have them. As you can see, I activated my ABS, which made me not brake as much as I would like to, which made me hit this Lexus in front of me. Yeah, here again. I honestly had 3 moments in this race where I wanted to quit sim racing because I was so bad, but, well, Let's go back to just watching some random parts of it until we finish it. Here around hour into the race, as you can see 5 hours 45 minutes left into the race. On the second stint I think, penalty cleared, lap 7 because I was pretty slow. It should probably around lap 8 or maybe even 9, if not more. I was P36 for 48 cars on the track, and as you could have seen earlier there were 48, so it's already few cars DNF'd. Some people were leaving the server and then rejoining later, so sometimes during one lap I was few times P30, P31 with no fights. And we're at the point of the race where it gets a bit smaller grid. As you can see, 4 hours 10 minutes left in the race. I'm still driving. Lap 17, probably lapped already. And as you can see, there's 38 cars already, so in the entire race. Oh, a bit of slide here. That's the skill issue I was talking about, and last time of the lap being 9.23. As you can see, it's already 10 DNFs into the race, so, and that's not all that will be, so let's just go skip some time and see how it will go for me. 3 hours 27 minutes left into the race. I'm P33 for 44, so it's not 10 but 14 DNFs already. Just half of the race behind me, and it's already 14 cars DNF, which, well, even though I was last for the people that finished the race, not gonna lie, I feel like it's still done pretty good, as, you know, if there's more cars DNF'd, then no, I will tell you later. Considering how many cars DNF'd, I feel like I did pretty good, especially that it was 8 hours, no 8 hours, I can't even talk right now. It was not 8 hours, but 7 hours driven by me solo, with no driver swaps. I was drinking, I was doing pit stops because I didn't know when to do it during driving. I was eating while driving, and about the toilet, well, there are reasons why sometimes I was sitting in the pits a minute or two after the pit stop finished, because, well, I'm not really racing driver to do you know what. Let's skip some more of the race. Here. 2 hours and 21 minutes left into the race. As you can see, there's 37 cars on the grid, so the thing I was saying that some people are leaving and then rejoining the server, that's the part I was talking about. As you can see, 37 cars, which earlier was 34. Here my times already began being a bit better, still pretty slow because 8:39, it's not great time, but it's Nordschleife. There's many turns where you can make mistake, and I of course do many of those mistakes. Right now, as you can see, I'm already slower. I had probably spun out at some point. I'm also not using any like setup because I don't know how to make some, and I don't buy setups. I'm using the default aggressive setup in the game. So let's skip even more of the transmission. By the way, did I say transmission? I think it's right. About the stream generally. So here is one of the laps where I see I completely destroyed the car. There was one time when I destroyed it so much that I just didn't want it to turn anymore. Like, I literally had to hug into the barrier, so the barriers will turn me. Probably should be a DNF, but it was later in the race. I had like half an hour left, and I just decided that I will not DNF under any circumstances. So this is the point I had my car totally destroyed. As you can see, I'm P30 for 32, a meatball flag. There's 16 DNFs already into the race. I'm driving with my hazard lights on, like it won't change anything. My car totally don't want to turn, no right, no left. my wheel is sometimes even fully turned into one side and it does not turn, so as you can see I'm just using barriers. That's the skill issue also which I was talking about, because the Nordschleife is the track where every mistake costs you pretty much. So just like I said, I decided that I will deliver this car to the finish line at every cost, even if that means I will be last. It was 7 hours of endurance race, non-stop, which I was driving solo, as the title and everything says. I was just more focused on finishing the race than getting a result. About the result, results can be done in sprint races, in endurances driven with teammates, with driver swaps and everything, but if we're talking about endurances driven solo by me, well, it would be nice to win this race, but I do not have pace and this is not the type of track I'm driving every single day, so everything I was trying to do here was to survive the race. Here I was actually wondering how I will do the pit entry, as the car didn't want it to turn. Okay, maybe a bit of left turns were possible, but barely, and right was totally not. So what I decided to do was getting rotation by a barrier here, going into the track here, seeing that no one is near, but right now I see someone is coming, but I positioned myself into the pit entry. Here I'm going. I think I'm getting penalty for speeding here. I'm not quite sure about that. Here is my steering wheel. Yeah. And 4 minutes of the pit stop, so let's skip to the finish already. So this is the finish of the race. I'm not going to lie that the last stint was just terrible. I was honestly just waiting for the race to end. I kinda wanted to do a redemption for 10 hours of Nordschleife, which I DNF'd because I got bored after 5 hours. I got so bored that I just decided to leave the game. Well, here I'm not quite sure if it was my fault. Did I blocked the BMW behind me or what happened? Oh, I see I've gone too wide, so here I'm leaving him space so he can safely pass me. Here we're going into this left-hander, which I don't like too much. I like the carousel more. Did I say the right-hander? Left-hander. Yeah, left-hander. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's left-hander. Another right-hander into the massive straight, which is, I think, around 3 or maybe 4 kilometers long. I think my car was damaged, considering how I keep it on the track. But I probably didn't care anymore, because as you can see the timer says 00.00. Race have ended through the time, but we're still on the lap. As you can see, I did 41 laps. I think other cars did around 50. Or maybe it's 42 laps actually, because I think I'm on the lap 32. Here, finishing the race, flashing lights and everything, not because I won this race, because I finished it. 180 here, done typically for fun. And should probably skip a bit. And there's time for donuts. Theoretically, it would have been better if I won the race to do the donuts, but I finished it, which was my goal.
Gentlemen, a short view back to the past. كي تسترد المظالم حتى الأراذيل ساموا رسول أهل العزائم القول قول الصوارم كي تسترد المظالم حتى الأراذيل ساموا رسول أهل العزائم.
Next time I have 8 hours of night only Nordschleife. It will be at the start of July, and perfectly 1 week later I have 24 hours of batters. So both of those races are driven by me solo, and I just hope I'll finish at least one of them. So that will be not too great video, but I really hate, like really hate I really hate editing the videos. In general, the race start was chaotic, however I should say it. The rest of the race was pretty boring, just with me crushing, which was not too good. Must admit that it was my skill issue, it was not the setup, it was not my wheel, not my pedals, not the track, not the game. Fully my skill issue. Must admit that my goal was to finish this race. So, if someone somehow watched this race till the end, thank you for wasting your time. You just wasted like 16 minutes or 17 minutes of your life, which you will never get back. Next time either don't watch my video or please edit this for me because I hate it. Yeah, I'm actually starting the video right now for no reason. So yeah, next time I hope I somehow will survive the 24-hour battles.